Hey guys, how's it going? Apex here, and this is the BenQ XL2730Z. The XL2730Z is a 2560 by 1440p monitor featuring a 144hz TN panel, a 1 millisecond response time, and AMD's FreeSync technology. With that being said, let's take a physical tour of the monitor. Starting with the back of the unit, and we notice that the XL2730Z has a minimalistic, undistracting, and overall unspectacular design with a matte black finish, something that clearly contrasts the flashy and interesting look of rival ROG monitors from Asus. Personally, I don't mind the simple aesthetics of this monitor, but your opinion might differ from mine. Besides the simple design and relatively subtle branding of the monitor, the back also features a handle which makes carrying this monitor around much easier. I've already used this handle many times and it's definitely very sturdy and doesn't make me think twice about transporting this monitor around to LANs. We also have a vast array of different connections on this monitor, including HDMI 1 and 2.0, VGA, DisplayPort, and DVI. However, if you want to take full advantage of the features of the monitor, you're going to want to use the DisplayPort cable that comes with this monitor. Moving on to the side of the unit, and we see some very compelling additional physical features. We have two USB 3.0 ports, a microphone and headphone jack, and a retractable headphone stand. While the retractable headphone stand is in theory quite useful, it has a lot of give and feels really cheap. Another flaw is that the audio quality through the headphone jack of the monitor is quite poor, so I definitely wouldn't be using that anytime soon. Moving to the front side of the unit, and we see the 27-inch display front and center, along with OSD buttons right on the 16.5mm bezel to customize display settings. While the OSD button placement is quite convenient, I would have instead preferred a thinner bezel like that of the ROG Swift, especially considering this monitor comes with an additional controller for changing display settings. The XL2730Z also features a red accented cutout hole in the stand for better cable management. The stand of the monitor is also very flexible and provides a whole host of features that other monitors at this price range simply cheap out on. You can tilt, swivel, and raise or lower the height of the monitor to your preference. And if you have precise measurements for things like the angle or height of the panel, those can be remembered thanks to the detailed markings that the stand features. In terms of the actual user experience with this monitor, I was actually quite pleased with its performance. While many, including myself, have criticized BenQ's inclusion of a TN panel as opposed to an IPS one, I must say that this isn't your average TN panel. While color accuracy, viewing angles, and overall image quality isn't on par with IPS panel displays, the XL2730Z is definitely a major step up from a typical TN panel. So while I wouldn't recommend this monitor for a professional content creator whose work requires the utmost color accuracy, this monitor will definitely suffice for someone who edits photos or videos as a hobby as opposed to for a profession. The 2560 by 1440p resolution of this display also packs a lot of screen real estate and is an absolute treat to edit videos with. I actually found it very hard to go back to 1080p temporarily after having used this monitor for so long. Media consumption also receives a thumbs up from me thanks to the QHD resolution and 27-inch size of the display. Gaming performance, however, is what this monitor truly prioritizes, and the experience with the XL2730Z while gaming has been nothing short of excellent. I tested this monitor out with GTA 5, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. While CSGO was a game where the usage of FreeSync was not recommended, I found AMD's FreeSync technology to work perfectly with GTA and Call of Duty when paired with my R9 290. The one thing that BenQ did very well with this monitor was set the variable refresh rate window, where FreeSync worked, to be between 40 and 144Hz, meaning FreeSync eliminated all tearing and smoothed out gameplay like a charm, even when I would dip slightly below 60 FPS. The XL2730Z also proved that 1440p gaming at 144Hz truly is the best way to game. The 1440p resolution provides stunning visuals and lots of eye candy, whilst the 144Hz refresh rate ensures that you benefit from buttery smooth animations. Another interesting feature that BenQ added with the XL2730Z was customizability of the black equalizer of the monitor. The black equalizer is great for some games where you want to be able to see enemies in the dark, however, it distorts the overall image quality of the game, making it only feasible for competitive FPS games like CSGO. An underrated and overlooked feature of this monitor is the low blue light technology that BenQ has implemented. The low blue light that this monitor emits not only enables you to game for hours on end with full comfort, but also benefits the health of your eyes in the long run. Continuing with the gaming experience with this monitor, some may feel that 27 inches is a tad too big for a gaming monitor, and I definitely had my concerns coming from a 22-inch LG monitor. However, 27 inches turned out to be the perfect size for gaming at 1440p, as I could still view all aspects of the game I played without having to shift the focus of my eyes to an entirely different portion of the screen. The 27-inch size would only turn out to be an issue while gaming at 1080p, as in this type of scenario, pixel density would be too low, giving the impression of large and stretched pixels. One con with this monitor that I would have to mention is the default display settings when you first receive the monitor. Your display settings are always going to be a personal preference, but the default settings with this monitor truly are horrendous. In addition to adjusting the monitor settings, I would also recommend calibrating the monitor within Windows, as that turned out to make a huge difference for color accuracy as well. Overall, I think it's fair to say that BenQ has delivered a fantastic 1440p 144hz FreeSync monitor for AMD gamers with the XL2730Z. While I'm not a fan of the exclusion of an IPS panel, this decision ultimately led to a more reasonable cost for this feature-filled monitor, which I can definitely recommend to you guys. Anyway, if you did find this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button. You can also hit the subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for more high quality tech content, as I upload new videos 1 to 2 times a week with a guaranteed upload every Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.